December 10, 2018. Aton Resources reports on Phase 1 reverse circulation percussion drilling program at its advanced Rodruin prospect, within the company's 100% owned Abu Marawat Concession located in the eastern desert of Egypt. Final assay results have now been received from a further 12 drill holes, hole number 18 to 29. The Phase 1 RC drilling program at Rodruin has now been completed, with 50 holes having been drilled for a total of 4,125 meters. The holes were drilled to the north of the main ancient workings at Aladdin's Hill, and also at the spiral pit zone and from the Central Valley. 4 holes, numbered 18 through 21, were drilled to the north and northeast of the main ancient workings at Aladdin's Hill. 4 holes, numbered 22 through 25, were drilled from a pad in the Central Valley to test the lower part of the Central Buttress Zone and also under the North Ridge. 4 holes numbered 26 through 29 were drilled at the SPZ. Drill hole number 29 at the Spiral Pit Zone located 350 meters southeast of Aladdin's Hill, was mineralized from surface and returned an intersection of 20 meters at 5.36 grams per ton gold and 15.9 grams per ton silver. Drill holes number 18 to 21 were drilled to the north and northeast of the main zone of ancient mine workings on the high-grade phyllic-hosted mineralization at Aladdin's Hill. Hole number 19 was abandoned at 5 meters after intersecting ancient workings. Hole number 18 intersected 4 meters at 6.71 grams per ton gold from 1 meter depth, in gossinous carbonate rocks, as well as 10 meters at 0.88 grams per ton gold from 40 meters, in carbonates on the contact with metasediments. Hole number 20 intersected 12 meters at 1.63 grams per ton gold from 4 meters depth, in weathered and gossinous carbonate rocks. Hole number 20 also intersected wider lower grade zones including 24 meters at 0.68 grams per ton gold from 46 meters, in weathered carbonates, and 25 meters at 0.42 grams per ton gold from 91 meters, associated with weathered, and phyllic-altered pyritic slates and carbonates. Drill holes numbered 22 to 25, were drilled from a single pad in the Central Valley. 3 of the holes, numbered 22 to 24, were drilled to the south and southwest to test gossinous slates and mineralization exposed on the lower CBZ. Hole number 25 was drilled to the northeast for stratigraphic purposes, and to test for possible carbonate-hosted mineralization under the North Ridge. Drill hole number 22 was abandoned after hitting a surprisingly large void greater than 5 meters wide at 15 meters depth, presumed to be related to ancient underground workings. Hole number 24 intersected a wide zone of mineralization, returning an intersection of 32 meters at 0.92 grams per ton gold from 11 meters, associated with weathered and sometimes gossinous carbonates. Hole number 23 intersected a similar but lower grade zone of 19 meters at 0.49 grams per ton gold from 22 meters, also associated with weathered and gossinous carbonates. Hole number 25 collared to the northeast under the North Ridge intersected several narrow zones of gold-silver mineralization associated with contacts between weathered and gossinous carbonate units and slates or metasediments. These zones included 4 meters at 1.60 grams per ton gold and 21.1 grams per ton silver, from 76 meters depth, and probably represent depth extensions of zones exploited in ancient workings higher on the steep slopes of the North Ridge. Hole number 25 was completed in an unmineralized sequence of intercalated altered and pyritic slates and grey wacke. Holes number 26 to number 27 were collared from a single pad beneath the ancient spiral pit workings at the SPZ. There is only limited access in this area, due to the very steep nature of the southern flank of the carbonate-capped South Ridge. Work is ongoing on the northern flank of the ridge, east of the spiral pit underground workings, to put in further drill positions, and to link up access to the CBZ. The restricted access allowed only limited and partial testing of the SPZ from this position, to date. All 4 drill holes from this location were collared in reddish to brown gossinous mineralization, clearly exposed on the eastern side of a north-south striking fault which controls the ancient workings at the spiral pit. All the holes intersected good mineralization from surface. The SPZ is structurally complex and represents a potential structural analog to the Aladdin's Hill area, which hosts very high-grade mineralization. For example, Hole 3 intersected 36 meters at 12.47 grams per ton gold, as in our news release from October 1, 2018. The relationship between the gossanous mineralization exposed at the SPZ and high on the CBZ is currently unresolved. While there are presumed to be structural offsets between these two zones, it is also possible that the mineralization between the SPZ and the CBZ is contiguous, and further gossanous mineralization is being exposed in the high road currently being developed to the east of the spiral pit. Holes 26 and 27 were both drilled on an azimuth of 20 degrees and intersected 23 meters at 2.49 grams per ton gold and 24.2 grams per ton silver, and 8 meters at 2.03 grams per ton gold and 5.9 grams per ton silver, respectively, from surface. Mineralization remains open to the north along this fence of 2 holes. Hole 28 was collared towards the northwest and intersected 5 meters at 3.71 grams per ton gold, 14.4 grams per ton silver and 3.82% zinc before passing through the north-south striking fault, and into unmineralized metasediments. The mineralization at the SPZ dips to the north and is closed off by the fault to the west, where it is currently exposed. Hole number 29 was collared towards the east, passing through ancient workings between 12 to 15 meters down the hole, and returned a high-grade intercept of 20 meters at 5.36 grams per ton gold, 15.9 grams per ton silver and 0.70% zinc from surface. The mineralization in this hole is open to the north and the east at surface, and there is also a lower mineralized zone which returned an intersection of 5 meters at 0.82 grams per ton gold and 15.7 grams per ton silver from 24 meters depth. The mineralization at the SPZ is structurally controlled and is again largely hosted by gossanous carbonate rocks, which have only limited exposure at surface. Find the full news release on our website, www.atonresources.com.